What's up, you guys? I thought I'd show you guys an example of a workout that is really, you're not going to sweat from it. It's very minimal time. You can work your whole body. Something really anybody can do for whatever reason you want to incorporate this into your work week or whatever. And before I get going, I'm noticing this is the workout. Actually, my son, one of my kids, put a sticker on my butt, and I was walking around the whole day with that thing on me, going to the store and everything. So anyways, I mentioned in a previous video, I was doing like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday split. I was doing kind of like a total body thing, and this was a Wednesday. And it was a day, actually, I was fasting. I had mentioned this in the comments before. I fast for religious reasons on some days, and so I only mentioned that in the sense that I only had like 200 calories in me. So when I did this workout, I really, even though I felt fine, it wasn't like I could have worked harder and longer. I just wanted to get something in, but really I'm a big believer in just not pushing your body when it doesn't have, the energy there to do so. So just being basically mindful of the energy that you have. So I didn't want to push myself. And that's the beauty of this machine, is that really you can fit in and do a lot of stuff. And once you kind of get going on this, whether you have limited energy in the day or whatever, you actually tend to want to do more. And I did kind of stop myself on purpose. I've said that many times. So you're just kind of see me kind of go through some motions here, even on this frontal raise, this kind of modified frontal raise. It doesn't look like that much of a range of motion, but that always kind of feels pretty good. But you're just going to see some, again, total body workout, just blending around with stuff that I think kind of flows really well together. I do this kind of like a bridge or a squat to bridge type of deal, where it's just kind of a little squat. I'm trying to work my glutes so I extend my hips a little bit as I'm doing it. Probably would have been better if I had shoes on. I think I said this in the beginning, but yeah, I didn't sweat at all. That was kind of my goal too when I thought about this. I wanted to show you guys something that is really better than nothing. That's not me trying to say, well, just give yourself the minimalist workout, even though I think that is a good thing. I'm not trying to tell you like not to work hard and not push yourself a bit longer than you normally would, but there's a lot of reasons that people either they just want to get something in, whether they have busy schedules, they feel like they can't fit it in. Maybe they only got, like I said, this was 15 minutes total. I mean, minus the editing, the light editing that I did in this video. That really there's no excuse for you to fit something in. And that's, again, where I've said this many times. This is where this machine, the Weider Ultimate Bodyworks or the Total Gym, kind of really shines. It's you can break it down very easily, you can set it up really easily, and you don't have to transition that much. There's very minimal stuff to do. You certainly can make these things more elaborate. You can do more elaborate stuff with the Weider Ultimate Bodyworks or a Total Gym. I personally have said many times in this channel, I like stuff very simple. I'll show some exercise. I can get really creative and show you some elaborate stuff, but I personally just like things very basic and simple. So I certainly can show you some different stuff if you want, but I like to kind of show you what I do to kind of promote this way of just basically making fitness and movement really easy and accessible for most people, which I think really is the biggest obstacle for most people. I mean, everyone knows that adherence is the biggest thing. I know a lot of people, just looking at the kind of demographic of people that watch this channel, it's all kind of ages, but kind of that bell curve is right around really my age, in your 30s to 40s maybe. And I don't care really what age you are, you can benefit from these types of exercise, these types of machines. And as I say before, I'm definitely not a purist, at least I haven't been using it as much, but not saying this, just only use this. If you got other access to things and you like doing other things like barbells, or you like doing some machine stuff at the gym or whatever, by all means definitely do that. I've said before, I have a gym membership. I rarely kind of go as much as I used to. I haven't really gone into my personal history and background and career history and what I do now, which is always revolved around professional strength conditioning, working with athletes in education and higher education. And so my point is, I've gone to plenty of seminars. My whole life has been around in this industry, and I love and totally respect, especially the barbells and free weights, that type of training, especially Olympic lifting. I used to be huge in Olympic lifting. It's not that I don't like that stuff. It's just that I think I could talk about those things, but I think that I'm seeing that there's a lot of people that can use this stuff as a benefit to their life. And really, whether it's this machine or anything, I wanted to show you guys stuff that's very easy. I think the most important thing is that you just go and do it. And I totally respect that, at least from what I've seen. Many people that I've worked with and people I know personally, many people I've talked to who have a history maybe of like powerlifting, or they're really into barbells and dumbbells, and then they kind of transition out of it. In fact, I just talked to a former student a few days ago who was an avid, very smart guy, really into Olympic lifting. I spent a lot of time going to conferences and seminars, of Olympic lifting, and he just transitioned totally out of it and went into, now he's in ultra endurance running. I just find that people over time, it is kind of, it's a somewhat of a grind. I'm not saying you can't do it long term, but I always find that maybe it's just as you get older, for whatever reason, it just seems like people, either if they stick with it, they always kind of are, and I hate to use the word broken. That's not true. A lot of people, there's plenty of examples of people that are older that stick with, traditional strength training. But the point is, you start playing with fire when you start getting up there, those heavy weights. You just got to respect the weight a lot more and be a little bit careful. And like I said, for other reasons, it might just be for the very sake of time. And so, going back again to this, the kind of the crux of what this video was all about, is just kind of showcasing, again, whether you're using this or anything else, the most important thing I always tell people is get some sort of routine, get some sort of element of consistency into your day, into your week. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to work out every single day, but you certainly could work out every single day as long as you manipulate intensity. If you push things too hard every single day, then it starts becoming an issue. But you don't want to overcomplicate things. You don't want to get, again, I know people get really into that, but if you overcomplicate things and you stress about the exact rep range or the exact stuff with this and that, or you feel like you're not doing things exactly right, or you feel like you have to be at a gym, you have to get your certain reps in or weight in, and you end up being so anal that if something's not right, you either don't do it at all or skip a day. That's what you really want to avoid. So, but the people that I feel like I talk to, and I think that are, actually, I'll interrupt here and actually say this exercise right here. I always have to put caution, you guys. This is very, very easy. It's like riding a bike, I say. At first, you rode a bike, it seems really hard and you're going to fall off. I'm not telling people to jump on and do this exercise. People have told me many times they've wiped out. So you got to be careful for sure. To me, this doesn't feel dangerous at all because I'm so used to doing it. It feels fine. You'll see me kind of pause for a second, just get my bearings, but I never feel unsafe doing it. In fact, this is one of my favorite kind of back exercises to kind of do. This brings me back to my point. My point basically is saying that, if you enjoy something, if something's fun, that's the most important thing if you're going to be doing it, as far as being, keeping some sort of healthy level of movement, whatever exercise you like to enjoy. It has to be fun, it has to be interesting. So that's what I do when I do this machine. I just find some stuff that just feels good, things that obviously work different muscles, but I never feel like I'm trying to be, and it's really kind of grueling. I'm not saying there's not a time and a place for it, but these are all exercises in this workout that I am doing because I just enjoy doing them. And again, I did this with a 15-minute workout. I easily could turn this into a 45-minute workout and just times all these sets by 3 or 4. And so that's what I'm kind of trying to get at. Find some exercises. It might not be these ones. It might be stuff that's a little bit different. You don't have to find awkward and cumbersome exercises. I know, and this sounds like kind of stupid and kind of a cop-out. I'll talk about this exercise. Actually is a really good one. I love this rear delt fly for people. I think this is a really good one, but you have to find that right angle. I know it might sound like a cop-out, but I know people that buy a lot of extra attachments and other home gimmicks and things like that, and they just don't get around to doing the workout because they feel like they just got too much jump. They don't feel like setting it up. And I know that sounds really dumb. Like if you're going to work out, you might as well, it's part of the workout, just be setting the stuff up. But, there's just times where people feel like, they had a long work day. They're coming back to the house, or either if they're going to a gym, maybe they might not even go to the gym that day because they just don't feel like, getting all their stuff ready, going out there. It just seems like an extra, time crunch and everything. And even in their house, I find that they might have all these extra bars and apparatuses or weights and plates. And just the idea of trying to incorporate that and bring that stuff out, they either cut the workout short because it's for whatever reason, it's like a mental thing with them. But my whole thing is just get around movement. Like even me right here, I'm doing these bodyweight squats, which I haven't done in a while. Believe it or not, I used to love just doing bodyweight squats like this. I would do a set of 100. Just looking at the clock, I would pause, but I would just try and do a set of 100. That was one of my favorite things to do. I'm just holding this for whatever reason. I don't know why I'm holding this thing, but I'm just holding the straps. It just feels good. And later on, I don't hold it, and I kind of use the Total Gym or the Weider Ultimate Bodyworks just as a reference point to kind of get depth. But it's just a way of kind of chaining things together. Again, it's all about making this stuff fun. It's about making this thing interesting and consistent. So you do it. I know as you're watching this, it probably looks like it's, how is this really fun? But this machine is fun. So I know this was definitely a rambly type of video. I just really wanted to showcase, again, a workout that looks like I may be doing a lot. I'm doing a lot of reps and things like that, but didn't break a sweat. Maybe you would if you did this. I don't know. Maybe I just sweat less. I don't know. But very easy. 15 minutes. You can put something on. How much other time throughout the day are you wasting with 15 minutes? I mean, that goes by literally in a second. So, and you could. I've said this before. I think, but if I haven't, I can say this again. There's nothing wrong with doing 15-minute increments broken throughout the day, especially nowadays with people working at home, and for whatever reason you can't get to the gym, or you have weird kind of segments of time between like meetings or whatever, like a lunch hour or something like that. Take 15 minutes, jump on the machine, do some work on this. It could be a body part for 15 minutes. Then go back to what you're doing, and then another 15 minutes throughout the day, do another body part. It doesn't have to be this set kind of sequence time. And I really, at this point, people might have kind of tuned out, so I kind of wish I mentioned this in the beginning. But that's something, there's no hard and fast rule. You have to get everything in one session. So keep that in mind. I think that alone, I think, is something a lot of people could actually apply. I know I could apply this because I'm doing a lot of work from home a lot of times. Sometimes I am going to the office, but it is very easy to kind of jump on, do a set of 15 minutes of arms, 15 minutes shoulders, back, whatever, legs, and just again, you don't have to feel like you're sweating. You don't have to feel like you spent an hour in the gym to get a good workout, quote unquote. So be smart about how you kind of tailor those things, but otherwise, you can do whatever you want. The most important thing is that you're just spending some time in each kind of movement pattern, each group of muscles. You stimulate them to a certain degree, and that's all what it's about. Into the old age of strength training is just that's what kind of builds down these patterns and builds down this, I think, for lack of a better word, kind of like that's hard, kind of denser muscle that kind of just stays with you. It's really consistency. I mean, if you look at anybody who's like has done manual labor for something for many years, whether it's like using their arms or their back, they develop these muscles just from kind of using them little by little, ever so, not like forcefully every day, but just consistently every day. So that's it. Kind of a ranty video. Definitely, if you guys like this video, please like it. Please let me know if any other comments you guys or any of the video ideas you guys want to see in the future. And again, thanks for watching.